with Dr. Ogunbiyi, who is a member of very
Asubodi.
aggrieved ASU, and he's had some really tangible conversations with us, and hopes are really high that the universities will be returning back to flow in a couple of days, maybe weeks, and hopefully it will be one with respite for a very, very long time. But going forward, we're going to be bringing some conversation about the state of things in Akwa Ibom State. Over the past 4 years, Akwa Ibom has been referred to one of the cleanest cities in Nigeria. But currently, that seems to be far from the reality of Uyo, the capital of Akwa Ibom State, because we have seen that in recent times, filth has become something that has filled our streets, and not just our streets becoming filthy, the stench that welcomes people into the state and welcomes people who live around, some of these places is something that has made Akwa Ibomites begin to cry foul. How can it be said that we were a community of people that were known for cleanliness? I've been with a couple of, people who come from outside the state, and the comment, oh wow, this state is so clean. But it's a far cry from the reality that we live in. Now, what we have on our screen is the Uyo Village Road, a road that, in my opinion, is an entry point into Akwa Ibom State, because if you're coming from Cross River State, if you're coming from Calabar and you drive off the Calabar into highway,
Yeah.
you're turning into Uyo Village Road that gives you access into the main city towards the government house, which houses most of the government offices in Akwa Ibom State. And this is what welcomes a visitor into our state from this end. It's the stench. For us, it's actually our walk route. It's actually our walk route. So we engage this stench on a daily, on our way to and from work. And for the people who have their offices in that area of town, you can imagine what their experience is like every day. So,
Okay, well, yeah, I think this is a very serious issue.
It is.
Maybe we'll just give audio to the videos playing. Let's get the reactions of some residents in
Of
Akwa
course, and
Ibom
build a
State
conversation
and build
around
our
that.
conversation on it. But I think if you ask me, the stench, I've passed there before, the stench that comes out from there is very hazardous
Yes.
to even the human health
Yeah.
itself. So let's just take that video and get voice from people that are, showing concern or reacting to exactly how they feel about that stench coming from that place and the mess site of a dump site around the residential area. I think it's a no-no. I know that concerted efforts have been made for a relocation of that dump site, but I don't know what the government is doing about it. But I think that having a dump site where residential area it's a typical is a total no-no. So we just take that video and get the opinion of people concerning that, and then we'll be back.
So I pass here every day. You have to come and wait for a tipper like that you have seen to come and pour it on the road. You wait for the tipper to finish before you go. Is that fair? I don't need to talk about that one. Everybody knows about the health hazard. I'm not a doctor, but everybody, even a small child, will tell you that it's not good for human health. So tell them to come and clear it and make this place passable, and that's all.
I've been using this road for a long time now, and the place is always smelling. And the worst part of it, bringing all those waste bin to the main road instead of them putting it inside, and it's not good. A lot of times when we come, we need to park like 30 minutes, 1 hour before we can pass because of the truck, the tippers that is bringing the waste bin. So it's not good. It's not even good. There are a lot of cars that are coming. They don't have AC to wind up and put themselves. So it's not good.
So I pass here every day. You have to come and wait for a tipper like that you have seen to come and pour it on the road. You wait for the tipper to finish before you go. Is that fair? I don't need to talk about that one. Everybody knows about the health hazard. I'm not a doctor, but everybody, even a small child, will tell you that it's not good for human health. So tell them to come and clear it and make this place passable, and that's all.
I've been using this road for a long time now, and the place is always smelling. And the worst part of it, bringing all those waste bin to the main road instead of them putting it inside, and it's not good. A lot of times when we come, we need to park like 30 minutes, 1 hour before we can pass because of the truck, the tippers that is bringing the waste bin. So it's not good. It's not even good. There are a lot of cars that are coming. They don't have AC to wind up and put themselves. So it's not good.
I'm even of the opinion that the current place where that dump is sited might not actually be like a problem because it's a ravine.
Okay.
But if maybe like some ramp was built around it, and when these people come to dump the refuse, they drive into the ramp and empty that place, empty the refuse there. And there are chemicals and there are things that can be poured on that place to manage the waste, to manage the odor that comes out of that place. There are things, there are systems that can be put in place. I mean, we if we're looking at a place like this, it means that we have a lot that we can recycle as waste.
Of course, yes.
In Akwa Ibom, that becomes another source of income for the state and the country. So it just goes to say that there's just some form of laxities, one place or the other. Even you're talking about the people who come to empty the waste. Talk about the lorry drivers. Why not drive
Inside
into the place and empty the truck? Why are you emptying it on the road? Someone now comes and needs to use the road and needs to wait in that stench for 20 to 30 minutes to be able to just do a drive-through of 3 to 5 minutes.
And I think another problem is, dumping the refuse by the roadside is gradually eating even into the road. So it makes it a little bit difficult for, you can see how cars are maneuvering or trying to maneuver, and this is not like a one-way drive-through. It is a two-way lane where, two cars coming from different angles can actually pass. So I think that, I know that we made frantic efforts, to get through to the person heading the waste management in Akwa Ibom State, but we couldn't get through to him. He wasn't taking up his calls. I think it would be nice for us to have him, to really talk about this and educate the people of Akwa Ibom State. Maybe the government is doing something that we do not know that the government is doing. I think this is an opportunity for them to tell us exactly what government is planning to do concerning this. But I think that the health hazard is something that we really need to look into. If there's so much stench coming from that place, which I know there is because I've passed there before, then the government has to do something before it becomes an epidemic, to the people, and then we begin to battle with serious health challenges in Akwa Ibom State. There need to be something done, either to relocate that dump site or give directives that since this field, since the dumps are being, trashed into a ravine, then the lorries bringing this dump from different places in the state should rather drive in and do the dumping. But again, if you say that they should drive in